Hey guys, I'm back with my reef tank here, and we've got some another piece of equipment, and we've sorted out a lot of the corals. So let's get straight into the video. All right, so I just got one thing today, equipment wise, is I've only got the skimmer in here. This is the Tunze 9004. DC skimmer, so as you can see it's an internal one. uh, so um, so it's only been running for literally about 2 hours, I think. I've just got it off now because it's quite loud. Skimmers are quite loud to start off with. This is the little controller that I got here, so I'll just turn that on. If this will pick up on video, but I'll have to watch this back because you can hear it. It's quite loud, and then it starts spitting out loads of bubbles to the tank. So I'll just pause that for now. So what this is going to do is just going to take out some organic waste out of the system. So it just help reduce my nitrates and give a good supply of oxygen in the tank. So I don't have to worry about surface vegetation as much, but I still need it for I still kind of want it for the nice shimmer in the tank. Yeah, and the skimmer, unfortunately, the only downside to it really is it's just that it's shading a little bit of corner, but it's yeah, I've got a bit of pulse coral. That's the new coral. Just nicked that back off from my dad's tank. Hopefully the clownfish will host that. But it's just shading that, which is but pulse coral don't really care. They grow really quickly anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I'm not really that fast. So yeah, I'm gonna go through what corals I've moved around. So let's start off with the torch coral here. So this is my torch coral. I've moved that right into the center. I haven't glued this one. That's just a little one that I've wedged into a hole. Another thing I said a few weeks back when I first did my rockscape is the thing that's good about these rocks is they got all these little holes and stuff, so you can just wedge most of the corals, which I've actually done. I've only glued one of them actually out of like the 5 I moved. So that's good. So I don't have to constantly use glue all the time. So that's there now. So that's away from most of the other corals, but sometimes it can start touching other corals and start expanding quite a bit. So I'm just going to keep that away from others. I've got this chalice here. That one's glued in place around the edge there. I want it right at the bottom because they do grow really quickly. So this will hopefully just kind of grow like Monty Poro. It will just fan out across that area. But I've got to be careful because of feeding tentacles are really it's really aggressive coral, so I just got to keep out for that. See what it touches. And the Duncan coral up here, getting a good bit of flow there as well. I've just wedged that as well, and that's done nice. Not too much flow, light as well. So the top 3 rocks really there I want for SPS corals, and then the bottom will be LPS and softies really. I've got a bit of I glued this one. This is red Monty, even though it looks orange on the camera. It is a red Monty Pora. Glued that onto the side there, so hopefully that starts fanning out across that area. Just wedged that little war coral in there, so that again that'll play out again. But just like the chalice, I've got to watch out for feeding tentacles because they're quite aggressive as well. Not as aggressive, but they do have quite long feeding tentacles, so that might be stinging this coral eventually. Might have to move that, I don't know, we're going to have to see. And candy cane, that's in that little hole. Is it going to actually pick up on camera? Yeah, it is. Right, so yeah, I've just wedged that in there for now. That's the plug that it was on right where the fish is, but it snaps off, so I've just wedged it in there for now. Might have to glue that. Again, I've just wedged that as well, which is good. And finally, you can see what this GSP looks like under this lighting, and it looks quite incredible. I don't think I'm going to be needing one of my dad's frags. He's got loads of a slightly different strain of this green star polyps, but I think I'm gonna keep the one I got because it is quite nice actually. Zoa's so I think I'm just gonna keep this on its own little private island. I think that's got to be my favourite Zoa right there. It's called After Chaos. And we've got Jungle Juice Zoas on the end. I've got a little frag of Ring of Fire. Yeah, Ring of Fire. And we've got Dragon Eyes. And then these orange ones here, they're slightly different to the red ones. They're larvae. And red digi is in there. Again, looks orange, but it is red. Yeah, I just got that wedged in there. That won't move because it's quite a large coral. And blue digis, not that I'm massively fussed with them. They're only small frags, really. Just 2 little frags in there. They've been in there since I did the transfer, and they've kind of stayed there. So I think I might keep them there. Acan down here, I'm going to be moving this maybe in the corner so it gets a little bit less light, because it's really not that high demanding coral. So, and flow wise, it looks really low flow, because they expand out a little bit more. So I am going to move this into the corner there. Got a little bit of war coral just attached onto there, and a little bit of elkhorn as well. Oh yeah, elkhorn as well. It's got a tiny little frag of that up there. That's getting quite a bit of light. Hopefully that starts growing. A little bit more blue digi right in there. I know, again, it looks green, but it is pink hystrix. Weird. That is pink hystrix. It's just got a little bit of green skin at the moment. Don't really know why. So on camera, it looks, well, even in the flesh, it looks really glowy in the tank. So you can just imagine, this is just a start. We're only a few weeks in. Just wait until a few more, about 6 months, year in. This thing is going to look incredible, full up with nice colourful coral. Look nice. And the hammer, it's getting nice low flow in that corner. So I'm going to keep that there. Not taking up a massive amount of space. I've just got the cleaner magnet. I clean the glass with in the corner, so it's just so it's out the way. Wave machine. I've changed a few things with this. Why is the camera going weird? Alright, there we go. So I've just that's going to be staying there, I think, now. And I've got it on a certain sensor. I've got all my controllers mounted up here now. So that's the skimmer temp controller. This one right here, this that's for the that little wave pump, and this is the SOW8C for the big one. So I've just gotten this little setting, so it slowly ramps up in speed and then ramps down in speed, up and down, all the way up to. I have it on full chat, which is 8.5 liters, yeah, 8,500 liters an hour, which is quite a lot, but you need quite a bit for SPS coral. I probably will be having acros and all sorts in here. It's gonna be a mixed reef, so I'm gonna need some higher flow. And these others like high flow. The only thing that doesn't like much flow is the hammer and the what is that? The Acan. So I've just got this in the corner for now. So I haven't really showed much in here, so I'm just gonna take that off. So this is this is the underground. So there's no sumps. It's all internal filter. So this is my 40 litre reservoir for the RO top off. That's my doser. I haven't rigged that up yet because I haven't got much SPS corals in here, or any corals that are going to be sucking down a massive amount of calcium and alkalinity. So I'm going to be setting that up over the next few weeks, really, when it starts dropping. That's why I need the skimmer, because I tested my nitrates, and my nitrates are currently at about 4. It's creeping up to the 5, which is kind of the maximum I really want it. So I've got that skimmer, so that should start reducing my nitrates, getting rid of all that organic waste. I know the cable is kind of a mess at the moment, and it still needs to get another plug socket and get a few more bits like that under here. That's that. So this is that's the tank without the camera lens, and this is the little lens that goes on, so you can just see. So that's the lens, makes everything so much better. So this is actually what it looks like in the flesh, really colourful. So let me just turn that off. There we go. So yeah, that's what I've done. I've moved some of the corals about. Some of these corals might not be permanently staying where they are. I know the war coral. I think I'm going to be moving that, because I really think it will be touching that Montipora there. So I might have to be moving that. Yeah, a few bits might have to be moved as well. But yeah, we'll see how this skimmer goes as well. As I said, I've only had it for just a couple of hours, so it's loud at the moment. And also that might take quite a few weeks to completely bed in, because I've heard they're actually supposed to be really dead silent. So yeah, we'll see. And yeah, so I think that'll do it for this little update. Moved a few corals around, got the skimmer, which is probably one of the main pieces of equipment. So next week, I have really no idea what's going to be going on. I need to get a lid for this tank in case of jumpers of fish, because I'm going to be keeping some wrasse in here, and I know they like to jump. So yeah, I really have no idea what's going to be next. The lid, I need some more fish and coral and all that. So yeah, it'll be a slow process, but we'll get there. And yeah, you'll see this tank next week, next Friday, maybe Thursday, and yeah, you'll see it then. Bye.